have we been bad?
Ooh, we need someone to punish us.
Not Commissioner Gordon.
Ooh, we respect and fear him so much.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most adult superhero shows.
Boundaries, people.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most enthralling superhero shows that are best enjoyed from a grown-up perspective, whether it be due to heavy themes or graphic content. What's your favorite adult-oriented superhero show? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Peacemaker. James Gunn's return to the superhero genre with The Suicide Squad was one of the biggest surprises of 2021.
Peacemaker.
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
Fans and critics alike were won over by the film's ferocious visual style and anarchic humor, so it made sense for Gunn's follow-up series to provide the exact same thing. Placing John Cena back in the role of the titular anti-hero, Peacemaker follows the homicidal killer as he's recruited for another top-secret mission by Amanda Waller.
I'm giving you the chance to stay out of prison and work for me.
And you are?
Name's Mern.
Clemson Mern?
That's right. I report directly to Amanda Waller.
From there, the show packs in everything from alien invasions to kung fu gorillas. At times, it seems like too much to handle, but with some stone-cold jabs at other DC properties and one of the greatest credit sequences in recent memory, we can't get enough. Number 9, Misfits. You can tell how unique a superhero show is when it's not based on a comic series.
Can you believe this shit? I told you I had the power. Oh, looks like they saved the best for last, huh? Immortality. That's off the A-list.
That's precisely what was so appealing about this British series before it was sadly canceled in 2013. Misfits follows a group of juvenile delinquents who obtain superpowers after getting caught in a storm during community service. These aren't your average teenagers. They say what's on their mind regardless of how vulgar it may be, and aren't afraid to use their powers recklessly. Each of their abilities are a reflection of their experiences, meaning the show doesn't skimp on meaningful discussions and heavy topics.
Well, I think we got away with it.
Do you actually believe that, or are you just really dumb?
I actually believe that.
While there are plenty of mature superhero shows out there, few are as carefree about the idea of great responsibility as this one. Number 8, The Umbrella Academy. Any kid who grew up admiring the camaraderie of the X-Men is in for a rude awakening with this Netflix original.
You do?
How could you think that?
Great job, loser. Way to lead. It's not what I'm saying.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
The Umbrella Academy follows 7 superpowered siblings who are all adopted by a cold-hearted billionaire after some most unusual pregnancies. The show has plenty of outlandish storylines and superb action sequences, but the main draw are the complex characters that make up the dysfunctional Hargreaves family.
There are some among us gifted with abilities far beyond the ordinary. I have adopted 6 such children. I give you the inaugural class of the Umbrella Academy.
The telekinetic Diego, teleporting 5, and seemingly normal Victor are just the tip of the iceberg in a family that causes trouble as quickly as it saves the world. The show preaches the value of teamwork, but the Hargreaves children are proof that being a team doesn't mean you have to like each other.
Look, I know there's been bad blood between us. Whatever. Bygones, right? Question.
Yeah, if I kill you, do we get our Ben back? Hypothetically.
Keep talking.
Number 7, The Punisher. After his epic introduction in the equally grisly Daredevil, John Bernthal's hardened assassin Frank Castle was more than prepared to take on a series of his own.
You know, most people don't have a Frank Castle. They just pay their premiums and trust the system.
Hilarious.
And boy, did he ever. Borrowing elements of the crime and conspiracy genres, The Punisher immediately distinguishes itself from other Marvel shows because its protagonist is more than willing to kill as a means to an end.
Tonight just gets better and better.
True to his nature, Frank has us cowering in fear as those who wrong him are beaten to a bloody pulp. His knowledge of weaponry and unrivaled skill in hand-to-hand combat make him one of the most dangerous and disturbing characters on the small screen.
I killed him.
Give me the gun.
I killed him.
No, you just shot him, okay? Hey. See that? I killed him, right?
This makes the show an entertaining experience, if not an easily digestible one. Number 6. Doom Patrol. Adapting one of their more obscure superhero teams meant that DC didn't have to contend with the storytelling limitations often placed on the likes of Batman and Superman.
And there they go, our 4 lovable losers banding together to become the superhero fighting force no one saw coming except everybody.
As a result, the edgier Doom Patrol gets away with being gruesome, darkly humorous, and just downright strange. Each member of the group manifests their powers in the wake of horrific tragedies, leaving them haunted by their pasts and shunned by society.
I was terrible as a human being, and even worse as an acting teacher. The only time I don't feel like a complete asshole is when I'm dealing with whatever you would call this foolishness.
It certainly doesn't make for the most uplifting storytelling, but Jane, Rita, Larry, Cliff, and Vic each earn the audience's sympathy. These characters aren't afraid of earnest discussions about how they can still make amends with themselves. It's perhaps the closest to a character study a superhero show has ever gotten. Number 5, Daredevil. We're not sure who the Daredevil movie was for, but there's no denying that a murkier tone and a lack of restraint makes this Netflix series the perfect counterpoint.
Did you keep the file, Karen?
No. As soon as I asked my boss about it, he took it away from me.
The setup is still the same. Lawyer Matt Murdock is blind and moonlights as a vigilante who protects Hell's Kitchen from ruthless crime boss Wilson Fisk.
Sometimes I'm glad I'm in here. The fate of New York City is out of my hands for once. That's bullshit.
The show has a plethora of multi-dimensional personalities whose ideas of retribution constantly have us questioning how heroic or villainous they are. On top of that, it takes to the streets for many of Daredevil's exploits, giving the action an added level of unflinching realism.
You have an opportunity here, Detective. By turning evidence on Fisk, you can set things right. If that's what you want.
Now that the character has joined the family-friendly side of the MCU, we can only hope that he's brought his signature brand of bloody justice with him. Number 4, Watchmen. Though not without its share of graphic content, this spiritual sequel to Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' timeless classic novel is sure to startle due to how realistic and mature its subject matter is.
Are you coming too?
We're gonna be right behind you.
Set in modern-day Oklahoma, the series envisions a world in which white supremacy has forced law enforcement officers to wear masks to conceal their identity. It not only expands upon its source material's world in politically relevant fashion, but it crafts an identity all its own by plunging into some dark secrets history has kept hidden.
Do not stand between us and our mission, or there will be more dead cops. There are so many deserving of retribution, and there is so little time.
It's the perfect show for both fans and novices, but given how matter-of-factly it approaches topics like terrorism, conspiracy, and racism, it's most definitely not for the faint of heart. Number 3, Invincible. Just because the hero is a kid doesn't mean a show is meant for kids. That's a lesson we're forced to learn after teenager Mark Grayson inherits powers from his father, Omni-Man.
Mark, if you really want to do what I do, you have to be prepared for anything.
Invincible is proof that appearances can be deceiving, as its story, much like Omni-Man, is not at all how it appears at first glance. By the end of the first episode alone, the series shifts from a classic coming-of-age story to a deadly serious morality tale with brutal violence and incredibly personal stakes.
I need to be better.
Mark, you need to sleep.
I need to practice.
Honey, it's the middle of the night. I have work tomorrow, you have school. Get inside right now.
Make me.
Does that make you feel strong?
It's about as tough a watch as superhero shows get, but it's held together by gorgeous animation and a surprising amount of sincerity. Just don't go picking a fight with any of these supers. You will regret it. Number 2. Harley Quinn. Following the titular villainess as she dumps the Joker to make a name for herself, Harley Quinn is proof that Batman's rogues gallery have plenty of nuance beneath their sadistic ways.
Jesus, Harles! This is why I don't put the good TV out.
Good TV? Why you hiding that bad boy?
If he thinks I'm just gonna fade away into obscurity, he doesn't know what's coming.
Right away, it makes one thing perfectly clear. This is not the Gotham City we came to know in Batman the Animated Series.
It is to laugh, huh, Mr. J?
The colorful palette and Saturday morning feel of the show's animation provide the perfect contrast to its relentless bloodshed and twisted sense of humor. It has brilliant jokes directed at the DC universe in spades, but it also portrays its protagonist in a graceful and empowering fashion.
The sign says no girls allowed.
Superman's dead dad?
Harley, what are you doing here?
Ooh, is that our official celeb couple name?
I would have just gone with Hy-Vee.
Harley Quinn thus carves out a logical next step for those who grew up with these characters and are now yearning for something fresh. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into settings and switch on your notifications. Number 1. The Boys. The Boys is easily the most R-rated series on this list, and it's proud of that.
That's where I come in.
Coming to do what?
Spank the bastards when they get out of line.
How do you spank a suit?
Come on, son.
A show as mean-spirited as it is hilarious, this wicked satire centers on a group of vigilantes who work to take down the morally corrupt supes of the world. Their main target, the Seven, a pseudo-justice league led by the sociopathic Homelander, who relishes any opportunity to misuse his unfathomable power.
Well, PR is drafting a response as we speak. Acknowledgement, apology, action.
No. Apology? No. You schedule a press conference, and I'll clean it up myself.
The Boys mocks the capitalism of the Seven's handlers at Vought International as easily as it criticizes the role superheroes play in the media. Plus, its unrelenting gore and freewheeling profanity are more than enough to make you think twice before letting your kids watch it. No one gets a pass in a world as unforgiving as this.
William Butcher and Soldier Boy. Of course. You are behind this. This whole thing. It really is all about me.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.